Hey guys, I'm Tom the Tech Chap, and this is the new Tecno Spark 20 Pro Plus. It's the top of the range of the new Spark 20 series, and I think given the specs, this design, the performance, the camera, pretty much everything really, I can't quite understand how they've made it so affordable. I'm just going to spoil it for you now. This will cost you roughly $180. But I have to say, this is shaping up to be one of the most incredible value for money phones I've ever tested. So let me give you a tour of this new Spark 20 Pro Plus, and a big thank you to Tecno for sending this out for me to test and also sponsoring this video. And there's three models in this new Spark 20 series, the 20, the 20 Pro, and this guy, the 20 Pro Plus. And compared to the 20 Pro, which was unveiled in December, this Pro Plus gets an AMOLED rather than LCD screen, a slightly faster version of the Helio G99 chip, more camera and video features, a very tasty curved and super slim design. We also get Android 14, 256 gigs of storage, 8 gigs of RAM that can be extended, and around the back we have this quadrant star array camera design, as they call it at the top, with that main 108 megapixel ultra sensing camera at the heart of it. Also in the box, we get their 33-watt fast charger, USB-C cable, and a pair of USB-C earphones, which is always a welcome extra, but note we don't get a headphone jack, which is why they're USB-C. And if I pop out the SIM card tray, this supports dual 4G SIMs, so no 5G or microSD storage, I'm afraid. But I do appreciate Tecno bundle a protective case and something you don't see very often, a screen protector, with cleaning and anti-dust wipes as well. Now, Tecno very kindly sent me a second phone as well, and this one is the Temporal Orbit color, with this very snazzy metallic finish, and I really like the glistening effect you get when the light hits it. There is also Lunar Frost and Radiant Starstream color options, but there is something special about this green one. If you are a regular on the channel, you may have seen last summer that I showed you the Spark 10 Pro Magic Skin Edition, which had this durable eco leather material and will scratch and sweat and even UV resistant, and you could easily wipe it clean. Well, fast forward to 2024, Happy New Year by the way, and we have this Magic Skin 2.0 in this green color. And this basically takes that and, well, makes it even better. And they tell me it's 5 times more durable, offers 25% more UV protection, it's made from eco-friendly materials, and uses a more sustainable silicone leather. So it is actually 100% recyclable and also 100% antibacterial, or so I'm told. I also appreciate it does not pick up any of my grubby fingerprints or smudges, and unlike most phones today, it is not going to slip out of your hand. This is a very durable phone. That's before you even put the case or the screen protector on it. But whichever color you go for, the Pro Plus is just 7.55 millimeters thick, it weighs just 190 grams, and we still get this big 6.78-inch 120Hz curved AMOLED screen with Gorilla Glass 5 for the first time, which offers double the scratch protection versus previous models. And in fact, Tecno said I should drop this. I should also do a proper jerry-rig everything style bend test to demonstrate just how tough this is. One more for luck. No, it's fine. Of course it's fine. But going back to the size just for a second, if I bring in the Galaxy S23 Ultra, which has a similarly sized screen, this is actually 44 grams lighter and 1.3 millimeters thinner. You can't deny this looks like a proper flagship phone. We have an optical fingerprint reader, and also perhaps taking a few cues from a fruit-based rival, we have our own little dynamic cutout here, which expands around the selfie camera. And it looks great on this AMOLED screen. I'm also very pleased to see we have stereo speakers with this, tuned by DTS, they are high-res certified and they really do sound good. Plus they've added dual mics which give you better noise cancelling for phone calls. And it's this kind of stuff we usually miss out on with more affordable phones, so it is nice to see here. Now if I go into the settings and then go to my phone, you will see a spec sheet, which is very helpful. And powering this guy, we have MediaTek's Helio G99 Ultimate, which is a specific custom version for this phone, and it comes with their Aurora Engine 2.0, so apps and games can launch up to twice as fast, and also gives us higher frame rates while maintaining temperatures so you don't lose performance. And altogether, it's a big step up over last year's Helio G88 and the Spark 10 Pro. Not least that was a 12nm chip, this is 6nm, so it's a big upgrade in both speed and efficiency. Now, to set expectations, that is still a sort of lower-ish mid-range chip, and it was launched last year, but with that dynamic 120Hz refresh rate and their software with Android 14, it really does feel nice and responsive. You're not going to max out Genshin Impact, but it comfortably plays most games, including Call of Duty, and jumping between apps and using the camera, creating AI wallpapers. Definitely give that a go. You can generate completely unique backgrounds with your own prompts. It's all very nice to use. And Tecno do promise 2 years of OS updates. And I guess the other advantage of not being a super duper power hungry flagship chip is that paired with the good size 5,000 mAh battery that we have in here, battery life is actually really good, and a day and a half is easily possible. I have only had this like less than a week, but at the end of like a normal day, I still have about 28–30% of my battery remaining, and you can top it up pretty quickly with their 33-watt supercharger. We do also get 8 gigs of RAM, although you can see here that it's got 8 plus 5 because you can actually expand the RAM by up to 8 gigabytes of virtual RAM, if you will, it takes from the storage. So Tecno do like to say it's got 16 gigs of RAM with a little asterisk next to it. In my experience, it doesn't really make that much difference to performance because storage speeds are slower than RAM speeds, but even 8 gigs of RAM is plenty, and we do get 256 gigs of storage as standard, which is fantastic, although of course you can't expand it. However, arguably the biggest upgrade this year is the camera. We have this new 108 megapixel ultra-sensing main camera lens, giving us a 3x in-sensor zoom and up to a 10x digital zoom. So we don't have an ultra-wide or a dedicated telephoto lens, but because of that high resolution, and also helped by the bigger 1/1.67-inch sensor, the Spark 20 Pro Plus can crop in and still get a high-quality 12 megapixel shot at 3x zoom. It also uses a new HDR multi-frame fusion algorithm. Try saying that 3 times after a few drinks. Basically, it captures your shot at different exposure levels, combines it, gives you a better, more well-exposed photo. I just wish it wasn't so bloody miserable here in the UK at the moment so I could show you some nicer photos outdoors. The dual focusing tech also helps ensure that everything stays sharp and in focus even when you're moving around, and I'm also very happy to see they've made some big improvements to low light. Tecno is using that high resolution and using 9:1 adaptive pixel technology, essentially pixel binning, which improves light sensitivity, so shots taken in their super low light mode are much better. We are still at the mercy of the sensor size, although the wide f1.75 aperture is very helpful in tricky lighting. As for video, you can either shoot at 1080p 60, but there is also a slightly high-resolution 2K 30 option, although no 4K unfortunately. But there are lots of modes to play with ultra-steady video for those action shots, bokeh video to give you a more cinematic feel, and swipe over to the Film tab where you can pick a template and create quick kind of social-ready videos. There's slow motion options, and also a dual video mode, which is handy for vlogging, where you can record from both the front and the back cameras. And finally up front we have a 32 megapixel selfie camera, so here's a few snaps of my ugly mug to give you an idea of the quality. You're welcome. So altogether, this is a pretty huge upgrade over last year's Spark 10 Pro, and while of course there are some compromises to get the price down to what it is, you know, there's no 5G, we have the one main camera lens, although it's very well utilized because of the high resolution, no headphone jack or micro SD, but for under $200, 180 thereabouts, although again, depending on where you live, it's pretty astonishing value for money. So if you're after a nice big screen phone that's super slim and light and, well, does everything pretty well, it's a great all-rounder phone and does not break the bank by any stretch, then yeah, the new Tecno Spark 20 Pro Plus is definitely worth considering. And if you do fancy checking this out, I will leave a link in the description below. If you enjoyed the video, a little like and subscribe would be fantastic, and I'll see you next time right here on the Tech Chat. Thanks for watching.